Hey guys, have a look at this. A couple of weeks ago this was like all beautiful green, but now since it's so dry it's turning brown. Still beautiful though. So look at this guys, this is where everything started. This is Farm Sanctuary's first van, which Farm Sanctuary started in 1986. It was Gene Bauer and his wife at the time that started it, Lori. And this is their very first van. Gene bought it at the time for around $4 grand. And at first they started to sell tofu dogs, like they were following a band called Grateful Dead. So at their show they would sell like veggie dogs and collect a bit of money. And they would they called it Farm Sanctuary, but they didn't knew where like it would take them, you know. They didn't have like a specified plan, and so they wanted like to document the thing, factory farming, educate people. And so that's why they were like visiting stockyard and stuff like that. So in 1986, that's when they rescued their very first animal, which name was Hilda. Her name was she was named Hilda after the first Farm Sanctuary intern. So yeah, they had interns like all back in 1986. So intern is like people like me who just volunteer there. So they rescued Hilda like she was on top of a pile of dead animals, and at first they didn't knew if she was dead or not. But then they saw that Hilda was looking at them, so they knew that they had to get her out of there. So they used that van, and they took her to a vet nearby. And first they thought that like she would die, and that, you know, at least they would get to like euthanize her and not leave her to die in this bad pain of pile like of dead animals. But like 20 minutes after, she was standing up in that van, and so she was far from the need to being euthanized. So that's the first animal that was saved. And then in 1990 they acquired their first location in New York, in a town which is called Watkins Glen. So this is kind of the main sanctuary. Now it has like about 500 animals. And after that, in 1993, they acquired this location where I am in Orland. So now today we have about 300 animals. And in 2011, they acquired a third location in Southern California, in a town called Acton, and they have about like 100 animals. So wow, it's very crazy to see where this van took them, you know. Compassion can take you a long way. So let's check it out inside, guys. And you know what? It's fun. That van, it's still running actually. I mean, it's still driving. Well, it still worked, but the last time it was drive, it was like last year, because here we have a like celebration for the turkey event for Thanksgiving. And so the van before, it was in New York, and Gene drove it all the way in here, and now it's just standing here. So let's get into it. Oof, it doesn't smell very good, guys. That's a good thing that you can't smell it. Oh, a lot of cobwebs too, but you know, it seemed in a pretty nice state still. So what's in here? Just a couple books and a map. Let's see, back in the back. So that's where Hilda was. She was like, at first when they rescued her, she was just in the back here, I guess. So is there anything interesting in the back? No, that's about it, guys. So yeah, that's very fun and very inspiring, honestly, to see where it all started and where 30 years ago, where it's at now. It's just, yeah, it's compassion. It can take you a long way, guys. So I hope you liked it. So I'll see you next time, guys. Much love. Peace.